This question trips people up. They have a little trouble with it because it's hard to kind of figure out what the goal is, even though it's very clear in the question what the goal is, right? The writer wants to highlight the contrast between Sternbach's techniques and the people Sternbach photographs. Okay, so contrast between the techniques and the people. So we could read this whole paragraph and try to see if that gives us any clues. It really doesn't, so I'm not going to waste your time with it, but it might be something you do. The sentence itself, though, is probably going to be the best indicator of what we need here. So the first part is going to change. So I might not even read that. I might just focus on where it starts with if and make sure I can narrow my focus to the key idea, right? If not for the modern board shorts and bikinis they wear. So what's the key idea here? Modern. Modern is the word that's doing a lot of work here. So what's the contrast with modern? Something like old. Right? So it doesn't matter that they're wearing bikinis and board shorts. Like that specific fact is kind of not the point. The point is that those are modern things, right? They're saying that they're modern, and we want to contrast with that. And what's written there, her subjects could be 19th century wave riders. Well, 19th century is a long time ago. And we also have some help from having done all the other questions in this passage. It's all about how old this technique is. It's from the 1850s. So it's all about using this old technique and what that means and why it's so tedious and all the benefits of it too. So they're hitting us again and again throughout the passage with the idea that this is old. And so now when we talk about these surfers as being modern, we're hitting that contrast, and that's what they want from us. So A is going to be the answer. We can look at the other ones. The subjects of her photos could be ordinary people. They are ordinary people, right? They're surfing. They're ordinary people. So that's no contrast. That's just a fact. It would be hard to tell her subjects are surfers. Why? Because I guess maybe because the photography style is old and you can't see, but it never says that, right? So that's me guessing as to why that might be the case, but I have no evidence of that. So that seems wrong, right? I want the contrast to be in the words itself. I don't want me to have to kind of bring the contrast in. And D, they would appear to come from all walks of life. Again, who cares? That sounds kind of like B, actually. So these two kind of sound the same. So the only thing that really hits that powerful adjective that's there, modern, is 19th century. So it's kind of like we're using the same strategy we use for the reading section, which is to focus on strong words. There, our problem is that strong words are usually wrong. In this case, it's almost like we want to know the strongest word so we can narrow our focus to it and then find that same idea in one of the choices, or the contrast in this case to the choices. So it's tricky, but I think this is one of those cases that once you see the explanation, you're like, oh, duh, this is kind of obvious. And that's good. But most of the time when I'm doing writing section questions that are about ideas, I feel that way as well. So that's a feeling you want to have in the moment as much as possible. The connections are there. You just have to kind of have the patience to find them and the process to find them, and then you'll be much more confident in so many questions on the writing section.